demanded that the U.S. Judicial Conference open an investigation into Clarence Thomas, looking into his lack of disclosures, and that if they find that these omissions were willful, that they then make a recommendation to the Justice Department that it open an investigation into Clarence Thomas.
And where could that lead?
It could lead to a fine. It could lead to civil charges. It could even lead to criminal charges, all depending on what the circumstances are. I would say it's very far-fetched to imagine that this would lead to criminal charges. But what it would also lead to potentially is just a widening scandal here that will create pressure, increased pressure on Clarence Thomas and on Chief Justice John Roberts to do something.
Well, right, you raise John Roberts, Chief Justice, and if I'm watching MSNBC, I'm hearing a lot of people say Justice Roberts must do something. If I'm watching, of course, Fox, I'm hearing a lot of people saying this is just a liberal vendetta. Let's stick with the Roberts part. What can Roberts do? What power does he actually have here? And are other members of the court, either present or past, similarly culpable?
Well, as Chief Justice, he's known to be someone who cares a lot about the reputation of the court and is an institutionalist, and it's clear that this is putting a cloud over the court. So one suspects that he cares about the situation, but what can he do? He has said that he is considering and looking into and conferring with the justices about the possibility that they will agree to abide by the same ethics rules that the lower courts do. They've been looking at this for a number of years, and it doesn't seem that Chief Justice Roberts has made much progress on it.
In other words, there's no inclination on the part of Chief Justice Roberts to single out Justice Thomas in any way.
I think it's really unlikely. I mean, basically, the court has been described to me as 9 separate law firms. Each one of these justices has their own kind of law firm and confers with its own clerks and people, and the harmony that exists on the court, to the extent that it has, is because no one really tells the others what to do. Again, it's the honor system at the Supreme Court, and if there is dishonor, there's really only one remedy that's ever been spelled out in the Constitution, and that's impeachment.
The drama of Clarence Thomas has been going on for a very long time. He was nominated to the court by George H.W. Bush, and of course his confirmation hearings were unforgettable, and it seems like there's been a great deal of drama along the way, despite his relative silence, at least on the bench. Where is this story going? We've even heard time and again that his health is not the best, that he might retire. I think ultimately he'd prefer to retire when he's a Republican in the presidency. Where is this story going for Clarence Thomas?
You know, I mean, it's hard to say, but Clarence Thomas has a history of being defiant in the face of criticism. In a way, it seems to embolden him to sort of double down. It is worth thinking about, though, how in the modern era, there have been Supreme Court justices who have been forced off, or at least one, and that's Abe Fortas, who in 1969 was forced off of the Supreme Court because of revelations about his financial wheeling and dealing with a former client.
The Abe Fortas example, though, which is absolutely apt, is different, though, in kind, isn't it, from Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas, he's got a friend who just happens to be a billionaire. His hospitality is glitzier than most, as opposed to financial wheelings and dealings to benefit the pocketbook of a justice.
Yes and no. I mean, the second story that ProPublica published was about a real estate deal involving Clarence Thomas and Marlon Crowe. It's a deal in which money went right into Clarence Thomas's pockets. He owned a house in Savannah, Georgia, and his mother was living in the house, and they sold the house to Harlan Crowe. And so that money went to Clarence Thomas. And interestingly, Clarence Thomas's mother has been living in that house ever since. She still lives there today. I think she's 94 years old, rent-free, thanks to Harlan Crow.
That seems even more egregious.
I think it's a very dangerous situation for Clarence Thomas. Really, because there is a specific category of finance that has to be disclosed according to the 1978 Ethics in Government Act, and it's real estate transactions over $1,000, and this one was for something like $133,000. There's really no way to argue that he shouldn't have disclosed this. He should have disclosed this. He has said it was an oversight, and that he didn't understand.
He just forgot.
That's what he said.
He's a Supreme Court justice and he didn't understand the requirements. That seems to bend, if not break, credulity.
Yeah.
Jane, if it's true, and it seems that it is, that trust in the Supreme Court, or the integrity of the court, is getting lower all the time, what effect does that have on our political lives?
Oh, I think it's, very dangerous for democracy. I mean, the glue that holds us together is the rule of law in this country, and people have to believe when they go in front of a court, and particularly in front of the Supreme Court, that they're getting a fair shake, and that this isn't just politics, and that whether they are a Republican defendant or a Democratic one or whatever else, that it's justice that's going to prevail, not just partisan politics.
Jane Mayer is a staff writer at The New Yorker, and
Yeah, I forgot that I sold my house with my mother in it to, like, my best buddy. And, oh yeah, it's still, but it's, people always forget things like that. Sounds a bit hanky-panky-ish to me. Anyway, time to go pump some electrons into the car. We need 75%. Oh, back. That's it. All right. Ugh. Welcome to the electron pumps. There's your butthole. And here's your electron pump. And communicating. Are these acceptable electrons? Yes, they are. All right. Oh, I forgot to do that. Damn it, I do that every time. All right, that's all for now. I'm going to hang up and rest my feet and my eyes. Bye, everybody. See you later.